Well, hello again everybody. I guess this one will probably go into the playlist of Paul's Tall Tales. And this happened yesterday, Friday. It was a fairly, or should have been a fairly normal working day, but you ever get one of those days where things don't go quite to plan? I even started to wonder if perhaps it was Friday the 13th yesterday, but it wasn't. I started the day off working on the Royal Enfield 750 Interceptor that I've got here, doing an oil and filter change, and then I found out that there were some parts missing from the oil filter assembly, so I couldn't proceed with it. I had to order the parts that I wanted. So no oil change. Well, I actually changed the oil and put a new filter in, but I can't run the engine until I've got the bits I need, so no road test, which is what I'd planned to do. So I put that on the back burner and diverted my attentions to a Norton 650 that I'm working on, and more of that soon. That one, I'm compiling the videos and the story about that one, because there's something quite interesting there. Trust me on that. All will be revealed in the fullness of time. But anyway, I had a bit of work to do on that Norton 650, which I'll be sharing all that with you in the near future. And I thought, right, I got to a point on that one where I thought, right, it's time to go and take a run on it now. And everything was fine. It was, the speedometer cable had broken on it. Not the cable, sorry, the speedometer drive on the back wheel had packed in. So I'd fitted a new drive to it. And also it has, the owner fitted an electronic Smith's replica rev counter to it. And it had been calibrated wrong, and I sorted that out anyway. And basically I wanted to ride the bike just to see what the speedometer was showing against the rev counter and make sure everything looked to be reading right, etc. No more than that really. So I think I only did my sort of 8-mile loop on it. However, I went round the roundabout on it down the road to turn round and head back, and I turned off the A40 up towards Llansadwrn to go round that way, because I go through there quite a lot now as well. And just after, thank God, just after I got off the main road actually, there was a hell of a racket as I was going up the hill towards Llansadwrn off the main road, clanging, and hell of a noise from the engine. And I looked down to my left, and the whole exhaust pipe had come out the cylinder head, and the silencer had unbolted itself off the bike. Now I hadn't even touched that exhaust on that bike. That was as it was when it arrived. I had no reason to disturb it or anything, but obviously it must have worked loose and come off, and it was just the side stand holding it from dropping off the bike completely. I managed to slow down, probably, I don't think I got up to 35 mile an hour or so after turning off the main road to go up the hill towards Llansadwrn, thankfully. But I remember looking down and at one point seeing the exhaust pipe, header pipe or down pipe, looked like it was, it was bouncing on the road a bit and swinging about, and I thought, oh my God, any minute now this is going to go into the front wheel and have me off. Luckily I managed to stop, flick the stand out. That's when the exhaust dropped right off the bike. Of course, your instinct, I had my gloves on, but instinct is to sort of pick it up, and even with leather bike gloves on, the exhaust was so hot. Within moments it was sort of burning my fingers, so I chucked it into the hedge and wondered what I could do. And I thought that maybe I could somehow pick it up, perhaps place it on the seat and sit on it and ride home, but no, that wasn't really an option. And obviously this Norton was very, very presentable, very tidy, immaculate condition, and I didn't want to risk damaging the cosmetics of either the seat or the tank or whatever by having this exhaust on there somehow. So I decided that what I would do is I would stuff the exhaust and pipe into the hedge where no one could see it, ride the Norton home with the missing exhaust on the left, and pick up the Scrambles cub and a few bungee bands and go back and get it. So that's what I did. I started the trusty old Scrambles cub up, got me bungee bands and everything, and off I went, probably about 2 miles from home. No problem at all with the Triumph. I got to where I'd hidden the exhaust pipe, parked up and switched off. Got the exhaust pipe, hooked it over my shoulder, down here. The silencer was about here, bungeed around my waist to sort of get the silencer fastened onto me, and the pipe was hooked over my shoulder, nice and secure. And I thought I'd just head for home nice and easy on this one, the way I came. And I switched on, started up, and went to move off, and it was misfiring. And any more than about a quarter throttle, it would just gasp and die. So I had to sort of limp home on it. It wouldn't take the throttle at all, and I just couldn't for the life of me think what had gone wrong. I even switched the lights off. I had the lights on for daylight riding, and I switched them off in case there was a charging issue. That made no difference. I got back home, dropped the exhaust pipe off obviously, and then I thought, well, I better have a look at this. So I took the spark plug out. The spark plug looked fine, but I went through the process of cleaning it anyway. Wire brushed it, blasted it with clutch and brake cleaning solvent, and then the compressed air, as I usually do, put it back in, still the same. So I thought, right, okay, what else? When an engine doesn't take the throttle, sometimes it can be dirt or water in the carburettor. So I took the main jet nut off the bottom of the carburettor, checked that, drained the carburettor, caught what was in the carburettor. Not a speck of dirt, no beads of water, nothing. So of course I started up and the bike was still the same, still missing and farting and playing it. I even actually took the points cover off at one point, pardon the pun, and just checked that there was nothing sparking or arcing or doing anything nasty in there, and that was fine. And I thought, well, okay then, I'll put a new spark plug in it. I put a new spark plug in it, started it up, went up and down the lane on it, it went fine. I've been out on it today and it went fine. But what can happen between an engine running fine? Really, it did run fine. All I did was switch off when I got to where I'd hidden that exhaust, get the exhaust fastened onto me. It was probably all took less than 5 minutes. Switch back on again, start up, and then there's a terrible misfire, which turns out to be a duff plug. How does switching the ignition off, leaving it for 5 minutes, and then switching on again and starting mess up a plug? I don't know. Answers on a postcard please, or from the armchair if you're an expert. I'm really intrigued by that one. Can a spark plug die as you switch the engine off? Because that's what seemed to happen here. But I got home and I'm pleased to say that the exhaust pipe and silencer, which are both stainless from this Norton, survived remarkably unscathed. I think there's a few little scrapes, but there's no dents or anything like that. It could have even had me off the bike and ruined the bike, by the way. So anyway, I finished up Friday where Royal Enfield, the plan with the Royal Enfield had gone wrong, the plan with the Norton had gone wrong, the Triumph gave me a nasty surprise, and all this before 5 o'clock, thank God, because I got that running nicely. And then once again on a Friday I was finally able to treat myself to a couple of pints, but for a long time I thought I certainly wouldn't have been doing that on Friday, and it wasn't the 13th after all. Thanks for watching.